Well, here we are down on Poole Quay, where Hayes Twice as Fresh and her sister boat, Disprin, the fast one, are up on the quay, raising money for cancer research. I got some very attractive girls here, selling all the wares, again for a very good cause. Well, I'm with Tom Richards now. I think you might almost call Tom Mr. Cancer Relief, because last year you got a trophy for raising most money, I believe.
Well, I think the trophy was for the effort, not raising the maximum amount of money. I don't know who did that, but I mean, it was just an effort that we, put in as much as we could.
Well, Tom, you've got a marvellous show on here. You've got 2 boats, you've got a stand, you've got a lucky dip. How much are you hoping to raise this year?
Well, I think the overall target is 8,000, which is an increase on last year, and I think that the way things are going, we should, in fact, do it.
Well, I hope you do. Now, just briefly, tell me about Deep Fresh. What's happening to her at the moment?
Well, that's a sad story. You'll recall the estuary, the weather in the estuary was so bad that we sustained a lot of damage. Most of it's been repaired. But on Friday they discovered another hole and a spray rail, and so we can't race it. Half the gel has gone off the base, and so we're hoping it will be ready for next weekend's racing.
Well, Tom, we hope you will. Well, here we got the old Cossack boat being lowered into the water right here in front of Twice as Fresh. And we pan round now, we can just see Poets being lifted in here at Key West Marina. Very impressive sight with her 3 Mercruiser powerful outboards here as she gracefully lowers into the water. Seeing we've got one of the Poetesses here, just been for a parade around the town.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pent-Up Fury Mike Lloyd with Pent-Up Fury on race day at Poole. And of course, as you can see, we're busily getting the boat polished up nice and bright, especially with their sponsor's name, before the race.
Well, good morning, and it's race day in 2 hours' time. Up to 45 boats will be crossing the start line in the Cancer Research race down at Poole. We're looking at some of the runners and riders here in the marina at Key West. Quick look here at the fastest cruiser boat on record, P18 Hewitts.
To the Key West Marina, we're now looking at Tony Fletcher and the Rampage team in the foreground, Mike Lloyd and the Pent-Up Fury team, and then we have Pent-Up Fury, Mike Lloyd's boat, and we're now going into the distance to look at 1 or 2 other interesting boats, and I can see some very famous people there, with the Jaguar boat in the foreground, which is in fact Gold Rush, and we'll be going over there shortly.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Poole. I have with me a very famous powerboat driver. It's none other than Gerv Brazier. Gerv, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, David. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. In fact, I'm enthralled sitting on this new boat of yours. Do tell us something about her.
Well, I'm very excited about it. She's 39-foot Don Shed designed monohull, built in the States for Ted Tolman 2 years ago. She did 1 race out there with Mercruisers, and then has done very little since. She was prepared for the Worlds last year, but Ted used a cat, so we've bought it. We've re-rigged it with Jaguars, Bonamarine Jaguars.
Well, now this is what we all want to hear about. Tell us something about the power units.
Well, they're absolutely superb. We're very pleased with them. We tested last weekend, and we're pushing out some 775 brake horsepower. And well, that's giving us quite a lot of speed. It's a very light boat with a lot of power.
Are you prepared to tell us the sort of speed potential you're hoping to get from her?
Certainly middle 90s. Certainly middle 90s.
So this must carry you in very good stead for the World Championships this year.
Very optimistic indeed. We intend to do well.
Well, Gov, we all wish you the best of luck. We like to see somebody British first over the line.
Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you, Gov. Did David have a few words? Now this is David Hagan. Good afternoon, David.
Well, good afternoon, David. Yes.
Tell me, what is your part in the team at this stage?
Oh, well, at this stage I'm the navigator for Gold Rush. I hang on for dear life and try and point Jerv in the right direction.
Well, I hope it's not vertical as happened with the last Gold Rush.
No. I claim not to be responsible for that, so we'll keep this one a little more under control.
And how do you rate your navigating? Because I reckon you were a pretty good driver 2 or 3 years ago.
Well, what can I say? Time will tell. We'll see how the boat gets on. If the boat goes well, I don't think we'll have too much difficulty finding out where we're supposed to go.
Well, how do you compare this boat with the wonderful, beautiful old lady Apache?
If it can have a fraction of the reliability, then we'll win everything inside.
Well, we wish you good luck.
Thank you very much indeed.
Well, after those very enlightening interviews with the driver and navigator of this magnificent new boat, we're just waiting now for them to press the starter buttons to fire over 1,000 horsepower into action. Well, it's a site with frantic activity here, with the launching of 45 powerboats ready for the Cancer Research race tomorrow, Sunday, the 1st of August. Panning round again to the very professionally prepared Gold Rush Manual Life team.
Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. Well, I'm going to get out of the way. So
Well, now this is quite a phenomena, the very quiet purr of these Jaguar V12 engines. It seems that the exhaust bark is killed by the turbochargers. Well, first little mishap with the new Gold Rush. It seems that it's rather a difficult boat to maneuver here off the Key West Marina. Well, there we got the V12 firing away. Well, we have now the 23-foot Gazelle demonstrator racing tomorrow in Cruiser Class A, powered by twin 145 horsepower Mer Cruisers, lying alongside the newly engined twin 260 horsepower 27-foot Gazelle. Engine here firing up on BEF, the boat that Colin Brazier actually qualified for the World Championships in. And as we pan round now, the graceful sight of Gold Rush slipping out of Key West Marina here in Poole on this beautiful afternoon.
David's getting hammered. He said, I'm going to do some circles with the boat.
Twice as fresh. Rough weather suiting it very well. David Baker in the Rampage going very well in the rough seas today. Bald Eagle having a very rough ride today, spent a lot of the time out of the water. Price's Fresh and Sherrill having a little battle here today. David grabs it slightly ahead at the moment.